Just out here, beautiful coast of Alaska. I'll give you a quick show. Waiting for Scott. He's going to come pick me up in the boat, and we're going to head to Homer. I need to go to Anchorage to pick up my kids. Going to Anchorage can be exciting, can also be stressful and overwhelming. And honestly, with the amount of time I've spent there recently, which has been a lot since my brother died, I just haven't had time to like reset fully. And so I'm feeling a little ungrounded myself. So I was doing some reflecting on ways to stay grounded when you don't have access to the things that may really help you. Like, I love my sound bowls and exercise and cold plunging and nature, like, really not always easily accessible, especially when driving to the city. So I was thinking back on some of my tools that have really helped me in the past, and I wanted to share a little bit about the four agreements. I'm not sure, have you heard of those before? Don Miguel Ruiz, ancient Toltec wisdom. They are amazing. I actually took a course in them at one of the lowest points of my life. It was like a 16-week course or a 12-week course, and we did a really deep dive into them. And so I will just do a brief overview of them right now to keep it simple and keep it fresh. The first one was don't take anything personally. I definitely feel like that's a common human experience, to take things personally, to make them about us. It's our ego. It's survival. It's just our natural instincts. But when we can step back and have awareness that everybody's just having their own experience, and what we perceive in this life is often a reflection of our own inner reality, then we can not attach to the experiences of others. And there's a lot of power in that, because, as you know, we can be negatively influenced by others if we allow ourselves and if we put ourselves in those situations. So when we do have common human experiences in relationships, just to remember not to take anything personal can be really freeing. It's challenging, but it's also the truth. Like, people are generally just thinking about themselves. Okay. The second one was to don't make assumptions. Again, this is a common, I feel like, practice in just human nature and culture. Making assumptions, here comes the boat. Making assumptions can look like validating a storyline that you have or that you've had since you were a child. It can look like just a really deep way of creating the life that you internally desire to feel. So if you have like a negative shadow kind of mindset, then you'll likely make assumptions in your life about things that would validate that. Or if you have a positive mindset, generally, then you may make optimistic assumptions about things that may or may not always be true. So it's just interesting. Get curious with yourself if you want. And I just like to check in sometimes, and it's pretty clear when I'm making an assumption and it's causing me pain and I'm making a bad story in my head. And so getting out of that is just having awareness and not paying attention to it, not feeding it. The third one is to be impeccable with your word. Being impeccable with your word means to think before you speak. It means to pause when you're agitated. It means to speak your truth and do so as efficiently and respectfully as possible. This is an area that I definitely need to practice, especially having a higher emotional state since my brother died. I've just felt a little sensitive and just like easier to agitate. It's just been a lot. And so I would really like to pause and speak more slowly, like I am in this video, in my personal life as well, and ensure that the words that I speak are the truth, because once you speak a word into the universe, you can't take it back. It's out there and it's energy. And even what we mutter under our breath if we're feeling upset, I mean, that directly impacts our life and our existence and our truth. So it's just a really solid reminder for me as I've had my own personal agitations to go ahead and really think before I speak or write or anything. And I get excited easily and I'm pretty emotionally driven. So it's such a challenge sometimes. The fourth agreement is to always do your best. And that's a personal journey. That's a personal reflection. That's a personal opportunity to really check in and see what is your best. It's not going to be the same every day. We all have a different, sorry, the beach is rocky, making a lot of background noise, but it sure is beautiful. We all have the opportunity to gauge our energy levels each day and just kind of where we're at. Like, I kind of feel like I'm like a 5 out of 10 right now. I'd say last week I was rocking like a 10 out of 10 for 5 days and then kind of crashed and haven't fully come back yet. So where is your energy at? How are you feeling, and what can you do to recalibrate, and can you do your best no matter how you feel? And just to have grace with yourself, because that will look different, but it also means to challenge yourself. Like, you know, I love jumping in the ocean here because it's mentally challenging, it's physically challenging, and it's invigorating. And when we access the challenge, whether it be a workout or a work challenge, a personal challenge, we do elevate in that experience. So do your best, have grace with yourself, and embrace the challenge. That is my review of the 4 agreements. Thank you for watching. Subscribe if you'd like more hot tips from the Alaska coastal wilderness, where Scott and I live in our truth and our passion and are honored to share it with you. Thank you.